Hello, welcome back to Comic Issues Daily. We got more news than the Bugle or the Planet, and today we got the Spider-Verse finally locking in a release date, Wolverine slashing his way onto PS5, and speculation about Peacemaker Season 2 diving into Earth X, and some massive sales shaking up the collectibles market. Let's jump right into the top story. And before we do that, sorry, I did say let's jump in, but before we do that, I just wanted to remind everybody about the GoFundMe that is out there in the comic book community to support Brandon or Modern Comics. He and his family lost their house in a house fire a couple of Sundays ago. So here's the link for all that to support Modern Comics right there. So please check on that, support if you can. All right, the first story we got today is CBR staff has confirmed today that Sony Pictures Animation has finally set an opening date for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the long-awaited conclusion to the Spider-Verse trilogy. After multiple delays, the film is now officially scheduled for the weekend of March 20th through the 22nd of 2026. Ending years of speculation about whether the project was stalled, uh, Shemek Moore, Haley Steinfeld, and Jake Johnson and Oscar Isaac are all returning to voice their Spider-Verse heroes, ensuring continuity from across the Spider-Verse. CBR reports that this directing team of Joaquin, I apologize for names, I'm terrible, I apologize. Dos Santos, Kent Powers, and Justin K. Johnson will remain in place, with Philip Lord and Miller co-writing alongside David Callahan. This consistency is important, as the franchise's groundbreaking animation style has been one of the more influential in modern films, or most influential in modern films. The newly announced release date also pits the movie against a Disney release that same weekend, setting the stage for a potential box office showdown. The Spider-Verse trilogy has already grossed more than $1 billion combined, and its unique style has influenced everything from commercials to other studios' animated features. Fans are eager to see if Beyond the Spider-Verse will give Miles Morales a definitive ending or springboard him into live action. Either way, this is shaping up to be one of the biggest movie events of 2026. And are you hyped for the Spider-Verse finale, or worried Sony might stretch the franchise too far? Let us know in the comments. And speaking of hype, Marvel just dropped a trailer that's slicing through the internet. Um, Polygon gaming staff has covered Insomniac's big reveal at the Tokyo Game Show, where fans finally saw the first full trailer for Marvel's Wolverine. The footage wasted no time um, showing that this game will be rated M, claw slash, stab, and maiming enemies in bloody detail. From bar brawls to snowy Canadian backdrops, the gameplay looks faithful to Logan's gritty comic roots. Polygon has confirmed that the game will release in fall of 2026 exclusively for PlayStation 5. Wolverine is voiced by Travis Willingham, a veteran actor with credits across Marvel and DC franchises, and Insomniac also clarified that this title exists in its own standalone universe separate from their Spider-Man games. That frees the developers to go darker and tell a story without the weight of shared continuity. Early fan reactions have been overwhelmingly positive, with many calling it the Wolverine game they've always wanted. Um, Polygon suggests this could push superhero gaming into more mature territory, just as Insomniac's Spider-Man game set the standards for teen-related experience. Will you will you be pre-ordering Wolverine on PS5, or waiting to see more gameplay? Comment your hype level below. Me personally, if it's really good, I might just buy a whole PS5 for it because Wolverine's one of my favorite characters. Uh, and then from Wolverine's brutal new world to Peacemaker's bizarre one, let's talk about the DCU's most unpredictable show. In the new feature, Den of Geeks, George speculates that Peacemaker Season 2 adapts elements from Earth X. It is a rumor that most people are already talking about. A DC alternate reality where Nazi Germany won World War II. George points to a casting leak and set photos featuring fascist iconography as possible evidence. combined with James Gunn's history of pushing political satire through genre storytelling. The article argues that if Gunn taps Earth X, he could introduce the freedom fighters, heroes like Uncle Sam and LeRae, who traditionally fight against authoritarian regimes. Season 1 of Peacemaker thrived on blending crude humor with sharp commentary, and Earth X would be a natural extension of that tone. While nothing is confirmed, the possibility alone has fans buzzing. If true, this will be the first live-action Earth X story in Gunn's DCU, in one of his darkest arcs yet. George emphasizes that it would also tie directly into the world built in Superman, broadening the scope of the new cinematic universe. The question is whether if audiences are ready for something this dark in the DCU's new era. I hope the audience is ready, because tonight the new episode of season Peacemaker comes out, and I think we're going to be in this area. So be ready, check it out. I hope you like it. Should Gunn go all in on Earth X, or is that too far from mainstream DC? Drop your take in the comments. And meanwhile, Marvel's X-Men are making headlines of their own, and not for reasons everyone's happy about. ComicsXF staff reviewed X-Men 22 and highlighted 6 eyebrow-raising moments that left fans divided. Chief among them is the debut of Apocalypse Jr., a brand new character with direct ties to one of Marvel's most notorious villains. His arrival not only fuels speculation about Marvel's mutant future, but also adds collectible appeal, as first appearances always get attention. This review also calls out Marvel for leaning into questionable continuity again. An unexplained resurrection and contradictory lore decision frustrates longtime readers. While the X-Men's morally gray choices add to the chaos, Comics FX suggests this may be deliberately set up for a line reset, but at risk alienating fans who are already fatigued by relaunches. Finally, the issue closes with a cliffhanger teasing a new villain faction. For some, this adds excitement. For others, it signals more messy storytelling. Either way, X-Men 22 is impossible to ignore, and Comics FX argues it will be one of the most debated issues of the fall. Do you think X-Men 22 was bold storytelling, or another Marvel continuity stumble? Share your thoughts. And while Marvel's mutant wrestle with continuity, Superman is showing why hope always endures. Comic Watch staff turned their attention to Superman 30, which brings Clark Kent into the 31st century alongside the Legion of Superheroes. The review praises the story's theme of inspiration and legacy, showing how Superman influences echoes across centuries as the Legion looks to him as both a role model and an ally. I think I might have got this article a little wrong. Please correct me in the comments, but I know that Superman's going up against the Legion of Darkseid, who's been taken over by the essence of Darkseid. So it might be a little off on that one. The artwork captures galactic landscapes with grandeur, but Comic Watch noted pacing struggles caused by the sprawling cast. Still, Superman's role as a timeless mentor carried the issue, reminding readers that his strength lies not only in his power, but his ability to inspire. Ultimately, the review frames Superman 30 as a thematic win rather than a collectible milestone. For fans, it's a reminder that Superman endures across eras because his ideals are universal. Do you like Superman better when he's saving Metropolis, or when he's inspiring across the galaxy? Comment below. And speaking of DC history, let's talk about when relaunches go wrong, because CBR is pulling no punches in their last piece. CBR editorial staff released a list of calling out some of DC's weakest relaunches following major events. Among the most criticized were Teen Titans with the new 52, DCU in 2015, and the short-lived Trinity of Sin title. Each was described as poorly conceived and quickly forgotten, undermining the momentum of the event they followed. The article also revisits flops like Countdown to Final Crisis, which was described as bloated and inconsistent, and Justice League International from the New 52, which lacked creative vision, and even Brightest Day and post Heroes in Crisis relaunch came under fire for diluting impact with scattered titles. CBR contrasts these failures with more successful resets like Rebirth, suggesting that relaunches only work when there's strong creative direction. The article frames these missteps as lessons DC must learn from if it pushes forward with the new All-In and Absolute lines. Do you think DC is learning from its past mistakes, or are we seeing history repeat? Tell us what you think below. Now let's switch gears to collectible markets, because tomorrow's auction on eBay could reshape how fans buy Marvel keys. Den of Geek's Michael Ayre previewed tomorrow's eBay Live auction, which will feature some of Marvel's biggest grails. Fantastic Four #1, Amazing Fantasy 15, Avengers 1, and Incredible Hulk 181. Many are CGC certified, giving collectors a chance to secure high-grade, blue-chip books directly through eBay live streaming platform. Ayre knows this is part of eBay's strategy to compete directly with Whatnot and Heritage by making high-end auctions interactive and accessible. The format brings the adrenaline of convention-style bidding to a broader online audience. From the collectibles market, the event will serve as a barometer of confidence. If hammer prices stay strong, it will reaffirm these keys are safe long-term investments despite a cooling speculative market. If you could only pick one, Spider-Man's first appearance in AF-15 or Wolverine's debut in Hulk 181, which would it be? Let me know. And since this is the recap of Wednesday's news, let's talk about the other new books hitting the shelves yesterday. In the Wednesday comic review column, Comic Beat staff spotlighted 3 fresh debuts: The Phantom #1, Skinbreaker 1, and The Twilight Zone #1. Each title reviews or reimagines a classic property with modern twist. Comic Beat praises Skinbreaker for its unnerving visuals and tight writing, calling it a standout for Distillery's horror-driven lineup. The Phantom earned recognition for honoring pulp tradition while modernizing the character's generational story. Meanwhile, The Twilight Zone delivered the eerie morality tale that made Rod Sterling's original TV series legendary. Together, these releases demonstrate how publishers are balancing nostalgia with innovation, offering readers pulp, horror, and sci-fi all in a single week. Collectors may also view these #1 issues as speculative opportunities. Which new #1 would you grab first? Phantom, Skinbreaker, or Twilight Zone? Let us know. And finally, let's wrap up today with Cover Price's Shakers report from yesterday, because the market is moving on some of the big keys. And Cover Price's staff released today's Daily Shakers, spotlighting highlight profiles across eras. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 will lead the first printing, led with the CGC 7.5, was selling for $9,733, while Journey into Mystery number 83, the first appearance of Thor, fetched $9,250 in the CGC 5.0. Incredible Hulk 181 continuing its dominance for $5,160 in a CGC 8.0. And Modern Keys also stood out yesterday. Invincible #1 sold for $4,952 in a CGC 9.8, showing the staying power of Kirkman's indie hit thanks to Amazon's animated series. Meanwhile, international books like Weekly Shonen Jump 1984/51 sold raw for $2,750, highlighting the growing crossover between U.S. and manga collectors. Golden Age books remain strong as well, with Captain America 12 and Submariner Comics 12 both selling in the $2,600 to $2,800 range. And Cover Price emphasizes that first appearances and franchise launching issues continue to drive the market, no matter the age. Which sale impressed you the most? TMNT TMNTs breaking nearly 10,000, or Invincible pushing 5,000. Share your thoughts. Let us know. Before we do that, before we wrap up, I would like to give a quick mention. This Sunday, I am interviewing Brian LCS on Comic Canon Origins. Brian has a great YouTube channel, so we're going to be talking to him about how he grew his channel from zero to where it is now. He also is the creator of the Comic Book Community Awards, so we'll talk about that a little bit also. And then also, please check out our channel sponsor, Ron's Comic Closet. And if you use code IHaveIssues at checkout, you'll save 20% off your first order with Ron. He has modern books, the new releases, back issues, so check out that. That's it for today's Comic Issues Daily. From the Spider-Verse and Wolverine to Peacemaker, X-Men, and Superman in the latest collectibles. We got more news than the Bugle or the Planet. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts, and I'll be back. See you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.